This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Make your kitchen ready for every summer gathering this Memorial Day with LG and Lowe's. Our exclusive InstaView appliance suite includes ranges with air fry, refrigerators with slow melting craft ice, and an exclusive dishwasher you can only find at Lowe's. Plus, you'll get up to 10% back via a MasterCard prepaid card when you bundle eligible LG products via rebate. Shop Memorial Day savings at Lowe's. Offer valid 3/3 through 5/18 on select LG items only. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details and timing.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. You can check out this video on the BJ and Migs page of KISW.com. It is of a woman that went on a rant about getting dressed up for a Zoom call at work. Nobody had their cameras on, and so she was not happy about that. And right in the middle of the rant, a coworker cuts in and says, I can hear you.
My work from home fit today, some bull because I got ready and everybody has their cameras off. So I got this frizzy-ass gym hair from yesterday. This shirt is from...
Hey, guys, I can hear you just so you're aware.
He's like, hey, I'm kind of sick of listening to you.
Nice. I like how he goes, hey, guys, I can hear you. When we would like, hey, Jennifer, will you shut up?
Right.
That's exactly, I mean, come on.
That's awesome. I mean, that's on you. Look, I mean, it's a Zoom meeting. Really, all you have to do is make sure you have a nice top on. If it's a work thing.
Yeah.
If it's amongst my friends, then I'm just topless.
Oh, really? I didn't know you were topless amongst your friends. Well, why do you save that just for them? I mean, I think I think our company would love that.
I'll start Zooming you topless, BJ. Hey, BJ. Not wearing a shirt again.
So with your best friends, you just go bottomless, but you keep your top on?
What?
I'm not sure. Wow.
That escalated quickly.
Wow, sure
but
did.
Who goes out of their way to get super dressed for a Zoom meeting?
Oh, are you kidding me? I mentioned people. I mentioned to you yesterday because I looked at her age, and I'm telling you, Gen Z, I read an article, Gen Zs actually believe that their personal appearance on like Zoom or anything that's basically video is more important than what they look like if they meet you in real life. That's they did a study about that. And of course, obviously, the older you get, the more you feel like I can look like a slob on video, but if I meet you in real life, I should look good.
I'm not saying look like a slob, but like just put in enough effort that you look good within the box of your Zoom, of the camera shot. Otherwise, I'm not going to put on like my nice shoes if you're never going to see my feet. Like that just seems silly.
I'm just wondering if that there are people, and I think I might be one of them, when somebody doesn't put on their video for a Zoom meeting, I'm like, oh, what they go, those guys aren't trying. They don't care.
They're not trying. Maybe they're driving.
Yeah. Too bad.
I don't know
pooping.
Or pooping.
Yeah.
Or at the gym. Or taking a shower.
That's why you know what, if it was a meeting in the building, if it was a live-to-live meeting, you wouldn't be able to poop at the meeting. You wouldn't be able to work out at the meeting.
Says you.
Yeah. Well, Vicky definitely is short enough that she might be pooping. We never know.
Okay, there's a visual. Vicky, are you pooping?
Vicky, what are you doing over there? Nothing!
It's like, don't look at me. I'm only grunting because I like it.
Because I put mine, I don't put the video on unless I absolutely have to.
Oh, yeah. And I've always thought, I mean, come on. Everybody knows if your video's not on, you're not paying attention or you're doing something.
Well, if even the video's on, I'm not paying attention. Sometimes I just watch people I get distracted by people on video because all they're doing is looking at themselves in the video.
Yeah.
More often than not, you could see it, like the way that they're posing. I'm like, oh, that person's totally checking themselves out and trying to get the perfect look.
Or like Sarah, she's taking selfies of herself, which I don't know if you guys ever noticed that during the meeting. She's like,
oh yeah.
Oh, she's like she's screen capturing herself?
Yeah, or taking a picture with her cell phone. I've noticed it before, and I've called her out on it. And I'm like, hey, are you taking a picture? And she's like, how'd you know?
Why?
Because you're making the duck lips, Sarah. I don't know.
But why is she doing that?
Because I don't know. Because she's, this is, I look good. Let me get this on. I didn't know I looked this good.
Yeah, that's not something that ever comes across my own mind. I'm never like, whoa, Steve, you're really killing it in this Zoom meeting. You should take a screenshot of it.
Yeah. So there you go.
Really killing it.
Yeah. Wow. You're doing amazing, Steve. Yeah. Wow, you're flexing.
Yeah, that's not happening. More often than not, though, most of my Zoom things, if it's at home, I take the camera off because I'm being distracted by my child. So I don't really want to distract other people, although maybe I should. People will be entertained.
People love babies. Are you kidding me? Besides, who wants to listen? I mean, the meeting is usually boring, isn't it? Whatever meeting we have to go to in life.
Yeah. For me, I'm in bed. Like, especially if it's after the show and they're like, oh, it's a mandatory company thing. I go straight into bed and I just lay down and listen. That's why my camera's the room.
During the day?
Yeah.
All right.
Getting ready for my nap.
All right, there's a whole other set of questions, Your Honor.
Wow.
Well, you don't nap on the couch?
Sometimes I get straight into bed. It depends on the day.
See, to me, you're not napping. If you go in your bed, you're sleeping. It's napping if you actually lie down on anything that's not your bed. Isn't that the rule?
The defense rests.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Danny, all you want to do is sleep during the meeting.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. I don't know why we're in the middle of a court hearing, but we are.
I just want to let you know that that's why I leave my camera on. People know exactly that I'm at least pretending to pay attention.
But you also, I think there's a certain level of like narcissism in yours because like you want to like show your cool background and like you have like a whole setup going that you want people to see.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'm glad you at least agree to that.
Oh yeah, are you kidding me? I mean,
whenever it shows the VJs like the perfectly shot, like the board games are all behind him.
Oh, I'm ready.
I'm surprised your board games aren't backlit.
I know. You know what? I should be better like that. But I was going to get a green screen and take a picture of my board games, which would be so Inception since the board games would be behind the green screen. But I really wanted to look a little better lit, Danny. That was the reason. I was going to take a nice picture of them all lit nicely and then have that on the green screen. But then I ordered this green screen online and it was a fail. Yeah. So
you just wanted people to be able to read the titles of the board games?
Exactly. Yeah. Because the light sometimes will glare off the shinier boxes, so you got to get the right angle. And that's why I thought if I just take a picture, then I can, plus I can make them look a little bigger so that, I had a whole plan. And it got ruined by bad green screen ordering.
You should get one of those like cool, like how everyone does now with the TV. They have like the LED lights behind their television, so it makes everything kind of glow like a purple or a blue or something like that. Try and figure that out with your board games.
Yeah, it's a great idea. That does involve some effort. That's the thing.
I can help you.
There you go. Boom.
I have it under my bed, so my bed looks like it's shining underneath. It's really awesome.
So when you say help me, does that mean you'll come over and do the entire thing?
If you buy it.
If I buy it, if I give you the money, will you buy it and then come over and do the entire thing?
Will I get snacks?
If you buy the snacks, yeah, Steve's right.
You'll give me the money for the snacks, right?
Yeah, you like those. Yeah, she likes those gummy snacks, and I'm not going to have any of those now.
Or just like
now.
Give her X amount of dollars, and whatever's left over, then you can get snacks with it. So then it's up to you to be a thrifty shopper with the LED lights.
And I am good at that.
Look, as long as someone's doing the work, I'm in. That's the key. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but there was a pigeon race that led to a sword fight. Oh, you haven't heard about this? Oh, it's one of the big stories in the Miggs Report coming up at 6:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Miggs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Make your kitchen ready for every summer gathering this Memorial Day with LG and Lowe's. Our exclusive InstaView appliance suite includes ranges with air fry, refrigerators with slow melting craft ice, and an exclusive dishwasher you can only find at Lowe's. Plus, you'll get up to 10% back via a MasterCard prepaid card when you bundle eligible LG products via rebate. Shop Memorial Day savings at Lowe's. Offer valid 3/3 through 5/18 on select LG items only. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details and timing.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu. Certified to operate by Chev.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
If you're hearing an informative newscast right now, well, then you must not be listening to BJ and Migs. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Migs Report.
Well, thanks, you guys. Thanks to Kia Pure for giving us the Migs Report. And today is National Refreshment Day. So whatever that is for you that's refreshing, I would imagine some kind of a drink. I don't know what kind of drink that would be for you guys. Might I recommend?
If you like pina colada.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you can't go wrong with a good pina colada.
Yeah, I think I'll have myself a good cola. If I'm not mistaken, I forget it. I think it was Coke that used to have the phrase, the pause that refreshes. And if it's not Coke, it was Pepsi. But one of those two used to have that way back in the day as their catchphrase.
What are you refreshing yourself with there, Vicky?
A crisp apple cider, the adult kind.
Oh,
all right then.
Can't go wrong with a good cider.
I'm very much partial to the green apple ones. Those are legit.
I'm also a fan of the warm apple cider of the all ages kind.
I mean, those are
At
nice.
a pumpkin patch, possibly.
Exactly. I feel like that's more cozy than refreshing.
Wow. It refreshes me. All right, Danny, what are you refreshing yourself with?
Ice cold beer, of course.
Ah, that's right.
Yeah, 29-degree beer. It's so great in the summer.
Yeah, I mean, refresh means it like brings you back to life. A warm cider is like, let me go just cozy up by a fire and do nothing.
Still like a warm cider. You can't change me, man.
All right, well, all right.
What I want.
You know, you do what you want.
I told you what I'm getting, though.
If you like pina colada.
Yeah, I just want to go to the diviest of dive bars and order a pina colada just to see the bartender's mind just explode.
That'd be awesome.
You suck, human being. Ordering a pina colada here.
It's going to taste like syrup, just so you know.
Yeah. Oh, they got a mix for you, sir.
Yeah, they got to go in the back room. It's like a pina colada mix has been there since 1983.
Yeah.
I guess if you want this.
Here you go, sir.
Hopefully the alcohol kills everything in it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm only reading this story for the headline because the headline alone is just ridiculous. And it happened in California. The headline reads, A pigeon race dispute leads to a shooting and stabbing with swords.
Okay. 3
people were shot in California after a dispute over pigeon racing. Apparently, this led to a bunch of violence. A large crowd. Also, this is the most absurd thing that people are getting shot over it, but also there was a large crowd that was gathered for a pigeon race. 4 vehicles pulled up with guns and swords, and they got out and started shooting and stabbing people.
So this
all because of a pigeon race.
So there are actual pigeon races, and people are betting money on them.
Well, I know Mike Tyson was big into pigeons for a while.
Yeah, I don't know if he was racing them, but yeah, I know he was.
Might have been. I don't know.
Was he?
But I'm not positive, or he was just hanging out with them, Mike Tyson doing Mike Tyson things.
Yeah, I thought it was a Zen thing that he did with the pigeons, but maybe not. Just taking care of them, hanging with them. But maybe there was racing going on.
All right, I gotta see if I got a thumbs up or a thumbs down from Joey D's on this one, because we're going to talk about the NBA Finals and the champions, of course, are the Bucks. We know that, and the star player for the Bucks is Giannis Antetokounmpo. Thumbs down. Thumbs up on the first name.
Yeah, Giannis is good.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah.
And now I got 2 thumbs down?
Yeah,
Son
2
of a
thumbs
bitch.
down. Sorry, buddy.
All right, my friend G.
That's it.
I love the way that he just celebrated after winning the championship. He's driving around. He's got the trophies in the car with him, and he decides to get some fast food. Not just any kind of fast food. He decides to go get a bunch of chicken nuggets from Chick-fil-A.
Oh, good call.
And he had to make it a point to get 50 chicken nuggets because that's how many points that he scored in the game.
Oh, that's awesome.
And the best part, I think, is that you kind of hear him order the chicken nuggets, and I'm pretty sure he was calling them chicken McNuggets.
Right at the Chick-fil-A. Very good.
Chick-fil-A.
That's awesome.
And speaking of refreshing, he also had a very interesting choice for a drink, and you'll hear it in this order.
This is a free promo right here, but it is what it is. Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A. Can I have, please, a 50-piece Mac Minis? 50, exactly. Okay. Not 51, not 49. Chicken Minis, yes. And let me have a large drink, no ice, half Sprite, half lemonade.
This is how this is going to be? Oh, my goodness.
Let's go! Bird C6! Bird C6! Bird C6! Bird C6!
I mean, I don't know if you can hear it, but he sounds like he's having a really good time in life.
Yeah. I mean, how about you're just at the Chick-fil-A and there's the star player of the guy that brought a championship to your city for the first time in a skillion years. That's an awesome moment.
Just cementing icon status for that guy in Milwaukee right there.
Yeah.
Congratulations to him. Just living the good life.
I like the Sprite and the lemonade combo. Good call.
Although I would throw some ice in that.
I was going to say the no ice is what turns me off.
I mean, dude, you're rich as F. Don't try and skimp on the ice. Isn't that why some people do that so they get more drink in the cup?
Yeah, that's exactly,
In other countries, like if you go to Europe and you go to a restaurant, they don't give you ice. You have to ask for it. It's not like they don't really do the ice thing like we do here.
Well, here in America, they give you the ice. Don't tell them not to give you ice.
Unless he doesn't want it.
And the ice at Chick-fil-A is that's my wife's favorite.
Is it the nugget ice?
It's the little pellet ball thing.
Nugget ice!
Yeah. Well, this is, I didn't know this was going to be the line right here.
It is.
Ice was the line.
It's time to send him.
Send him packing. We don't want him on the Bucks anymore.
Can't appreciate the ice. You're getting traded.
Yeah.
All right, yesterday, speaking of picking about athletes and trades or whatever, it wasn't necessarily trades, but there were drafts. And yesterday was the big expansion draft on ESPN2 for the Seattle Kraken. Did you guys watch it?
Of course.
Okay. I mean, there were moments that were very cheesy, but in a fun, cheesy way. But I have to say, that was like the ultimate... Like, if the tourism board for Seattle wanted to show people how awesome our city looks, they just should show that, because they did an incredible job of just, I mean, the backdrop of the Needle and the skyline and the water and all the boats that were all decked out with Kraken stuff going on and that awesome stage set up, and then just all the cool landmarks about Seattle with Kevin Weeks, who did a great job, going around from different place to different place. I thought they did an incredible job of just showing Seattle love.
Yeah, it made Seattle look like a pretty amazing city, because we complain like all they do is show throwing the fish, but they really, like you said, Steve, and now, of course, you know why people like to go to Gasworks Park, because it's a beautiful view. And it's like, why don't they do everything from Gasworks Park from now on? I mean, you're right, that's a hell of a view.
And I always loved the view of Gasworks, but you never really get to appreciate it until you have like that drone overhead shot. And when they were showing that and just the way that it looks, especially with all the boats that were out there for like the sailgating, man, props to the Seattle Kraken and ESPN putting that together. It looked awesome, I thought.
It was really funny for me, because like not being from Seattle, and I just like I made my girlfriend come into the living room, and I was like, hey, we live here. Like, this is awesome. Like, that's how it made me feel. Just like, yes.
Even Ryan Castle was texting me. He's like, I feel really proud to be a part of Seattle. Like, I mean, it's just like they gave you that vibe. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, and I'm happy about it, because, in the Pacific Northwest, a lot of times people were focusing on Portland, and as far as being the cool place to go. And you're right, Steve. After seeing that, and I have a lot of friends from the Northeast who were saying, hey, they were watching it as well, texting me. A couple of Sabres fans were texting me, and they were like, wow, damn, that's a really good looking place, because you think about Buffalo. I mean, I don't know, they'd have a hard time making Buffalo look good.
And props to Chris Fowler and Dominic Moore, the host of that. I thought they did a good job. They were funny, and they had like a good sarcasm, a good bite to them whenever they would mention that a team sucked, and the crowd would go, whoa, and he's like, I'm just saying facts. They did suck. And I was like, this is pretty good.
I laughed my ass off. They were like, I don't know who they can get from the Sabres, but we'll see. Stuff like that.
And they did a great job of just recapping each player, got you a little bit of a better vibe. I know on the internet, some people are losing their minds about how the picks went there, because they didn't go down the sexy road. Like, the players that, if they stay healthy, they'll be really good. There's just a bunch of players that were out there that are name recognition players. They really didn't go in that direction. They went a lot younger than I think a lot of people expected. So I think they're really shoring up and firming up maybe like their minor league program, because this is not close to being the end. Like, this is not going to be the team that's going to be on the ice. It's this is the beginning of it, obviously. There'll be some of those players, obviously, a part of the team, but there'll be a lot of trades. The draft is coming up, the entry draft with the younger players. Yeah. There's just going to be a lot of stuff that's going to happen before the pucks drop. So that's why I'm not getting too worked up. And a lot of people crapped all over Vegas's picks when that first happened. Now, granted, they did some really good jobs with the trading and things like that. And from what I'm hearing, there weren't a lot of side deals that were done with the Kraken. But we'll see what happens over the next couple of days. But one thing I did notice from the picks is that I'm pretty sure this team's going to come out and just beat the living snot out of some players.
That is what I noticed. Steve, it was Bruiser Central.
They picked a lot, especially on defense. I mean, some of these guys are like 6'5", 230 pounds. I mean, it was just like guys that, and they kept saying, this guy's very popular with the fan base that he came from because he likes to fight people. Like, I mean, there's a lot of tough players that are going to be out there. Some of the ones that really stuck out was like Jamie Oleksiak, who was there showing off no teeth, which was pretty dang awesome.
Dude, I know that dude was and the heaviest player in the NFL. Actually, the NHL, which I thought was great. And that was like, oh, by the way, here's a stat. He's number one at being the heaviest guy.
But they got a whole bunch of tough defensemen, and then a couple, one flashy guy with Vince Dunn in St. Louis. I mean, that guy puts the puck in the net, so it's good to have that little bit of a balance. A lot of the forwards seem like a lot of young guys that maybe, hopefully, they can prove that they deserve to be on the team. But like John Forsland told us, the voice of the Kraken yesterday, you're not going to get the star players in the expansion draft. Now comes the free agent signings and things along those lines. Showed off the jerseys. The jerseys look really good.
Yeah, they look really good. Yeah.
I want the away one so bad. Like, it solidified my choice, actually, after seeing that, just because the S is so big.
Yep.
And, like Steve and I were texting, and it was just like, man, that S just really pops.
It really did. It really, and I love the home jersey as well. Mark Giordano looked really good in it. That guy is a defenseman from Calgary, their captain. I think that guy's going to be a great identity for this team. But there were some other fun moments. Dave Hackstall, the coach, came out, and I think he pretty much summed up what the vibe of this team's going to be when they start their season this upcoming year.
The message is this: let's come together, let's play hard for one another, and let's play hard for the city of Seattle. We want to have a group of guys that know what it is to be a great teammate, know what it is to be a competitive teammate, and push one another to be at their very best. We want to have a bunch of selfless guys in our locker room, that know how to go out, play hard together, and win together.
And in other words, he wants a bunch of guys that will punch other teams in the face.
Yeah,
that's the vibe I got from some of the picks that they got.
What else can you do if you don't have all the star forwards, Steve, right? What do you do? Then you got to get people that can punch the other team's star forwards.
And everything starts on October 12th. They'll be on the road, but their first game is against the Vegas Golden Knights. There's going to be a lot of eyes on that game. That's going to be a fun one. The two newest teams going head-to-head.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Home opener, October 23rd, against our rivals already, the Vancouver Canucks, which will be
very
pretty
cool.
Sweet. Some of the other highlights, though, included like a bunch of the luminaries that they had making picks, including Licorice the octopus. I thought that was pretty funny.
Licorice did a good job.
That was the star of the draft. I mean, everybody outside of Seattle would draft. Like, did Octopus just pick the guy from the Detroit Red Wings?
Well, you call the Kraken. Of course, Licorice is going to be the star.
And they picked the team that he picked from was the Red Wings, which are known for throwing octopus on the ice.
Oh, boy, I didn't even realize that connection. That's pretty clever.
Yeah, Dennis Cholowski. He was the guy that played with the Red Wings. It was I thought that was clever.
Yeah, that was really well done.
And Marshawn Lynch might have been one of my favorite moments because he's there with Kevin Weeks from ESPN. And they give him a player from the Predators, which is Calle Jarnkrok. But the way it's spelled, that's a tough one to pronounce. It's a very, you're going to spend a lot of time Googling how to pronounce certain player names, and then you give Marshawn Lynch Calle Jarnkrok, and here's how that went.
Yeah, with the first pick, we're going with the boy Calle, though. You know what I'm talking about?
Yup, Calle Jarnkrok.
Calle Jarnkrok.
You just heard it. Calle Jarnkrok to the Kraken from Beast Mode himself.
Hey, and look, Calle, if I didn't pronounce it right, tap in with me and let me know how to do it the right way, big dog.
It seemed like he felt bad that he didn't know how to pronounce the guy's name.
I think he did, yeah. He totally did, because, you're like, oh, man, I didn't want, because there's a lot of tough names in sports a lot of times, and, if it's somebody who's outside your country and you're not familiar with that kind of name, yeah, I felt he did feel bad.
And I thought that one of the highlights was seeing two Sonics legends come up there. I had a few Sonics, obviously, but seeing Gary Payton and Sean Kemp come up there, and the place just went bonkers. Like, everyone that was at Gasworks Park stood up for those guys. It was a cool moment. But I think the funniest moment from them being up there is, I'm pretty sure Gary Payton doesn't know the name of the team. I think he thinks it's called the Krakens.
Oh, did he? Oh, boy.
Check it out.
Gary, you're a huge hockey guy.
Yeah, I'm in Vegas, so I got the Knights,
Then I got the San Jose Sharks. But now I got the Krakens. You know what I'm saying? So, that's my home team now. So that's what it's going to be.
You're such a big fan, you can have 3 teams.
Well, no, it's the Krakens now. That's all it's going to be now. I ain't doing nothing else. Them the teams I've been watching, but now this is the team I'm going to be watching all the time and be right here.
Kraken. Who cares? As long as he's cheering for them.
Every way he did that was pretty bad. I have to say, I watched that and I'm like, Gary.
He doesn't care.
You have one job. Get up there and first of all, don't mention that you're a fan of any other team in this team that you're about to announce in hockey. That's number 1. Number 2, get the team that you were saying you're going to be a fan of correct. And number 3, maybe you shouldn't have gone up there in the first place.
Oh, hell no, man. I'm glad he did go up there. It was awesome seeing Gary Payton up there and Sean Kemp.
Well, Sean Kemp was great because he went out there and he said, look, I've been watching a lot of hockey and I think that they do a great job.
I was hoping he was going to promote his pot shop. Like, smoke up, Seattle.
Yeah, that would have been fantastic.
You know what's more awesome than watching hockey? Watching hockey when you're high. Coming over to Sean Kemp's 420 Emporium. I don't know what it's called.
Well, I mean, that's the only thing that wasn't highlighted by the Board of Tourism is like, we got good pot shops. They didn't really get that in. That could have been like, that would have made it perfect.
Yeah, they could have had Sean Kemp do that part. But all in all, I thought it was a really fun watch and just get you more and more excited for our first ever NHL franchise here in Seattle. The Seattle Krakens.
And dude, I mean, I don't know if the Seattle Krakens. Also, just because of the fact that I'm in that decade now, I didn't know Chris Fowler is about to become 60 years old. Because, I mean, Chris has been on ESPN forever. And you might have missed it, but he said he's the same age as the Space Needle, which is going to be 60.
Yes, he did, yeah.
Yeah, so it was trippy going, Chris Fowler has been around that long. Wow. And he's a pro. And like you said, Steve, he and the other dude did a great job.
And Chris Fowler and Dominic Moore. And it was cool seeing Brad Evans from the Sounders, Sue Bird. I mean, they did a great job of acknowledging all this. The guy in the Mariners as well. Was it Kyle Lewis?
Kyle Lewis. Yeah.
It was cool that they just showed a lot of love for all the sports.
Yeah, I haven't checked, but I think Kyle Lewis must be injured because the Mariners are in Colorado.
Right.
So poor Kyle has been injured so much, and he's the rookie of the year. But I mean, it was great that he was there. But I was like, oh, that means he's not on the field. Oh, that sucks.
And I didn't think about that. I'm like, dude, where are you? Your team needs you. They lost 6-3.
Yeah.
As far as weather, we've got 72 degrees, and that's the Migs report, and that's what's up.
And we get the 2 brothers, dude. That was fun.
Yep, the 2 Fleury brothers, and this is the first time they've played together as teammates since they were 5 and 3 years old, respectively.
And they were saying that mom was crying about that, and that's a great story for a lot of these players. I think, man, especially if they can make something magical happen while they're on the team. If they can, if they can get to a Stanley Cup in the next few years, if not next year. But I mean, it was a great moment, Stephen. We look great. It's probably the best Seattle's ever looked on TV, if you ask me.
And I think we found the rock star of the Kraken. If just based on what we have right now, obviously a lot will change, and different players will be a part of this team when time comes in October. But Brandon Tanev of Pittsburgh, who they picked, who had the greatest headshot picture. Where he looked like he said, "Hey, I look like I saw a ghost," and I'm going to stick with that story. But he's a tough player too. I think he would be very popular here in the Northwest.
And dude, he played the crowd really well. Brandon was awesome. You're right. I really was impressed with him.
He rocks number 13, which is awesome.
Oh yeah, of course.
It was cool seeing those guys in the jerseys with their numbers. Like, I mean, I guess they get first pick.
You're right. Here we thought we were to get first pick, but now they did. So we know what the jerseys they have. Very exciting. Very, very exciting. And, of course, Friday is the entry draft, right,
yep,
Steve?
The entry draft starts on Friday throughout the weekend as well. I mean, you won't really see a lot of those guys making the team. There are a lot of younger guys who will eventually go into the minors, but their number 2 pick should be a big part of the team for next season.
Oh, man, it's going to be awesome. It'll be interesting to see who they go for.
Yeah, I was hoping Matty Beniers would be the guy, but he's kind of a forward and a playmaker, and it just seems like right now their emphasis is on defense and toughness, so I don't know if they're going to go in that direction, but who knows? Yeah. And we'll talk with Everett Fitzhugh today, the voice of the Kraken at 9:15, so maybe we'll get more information from him, and we'll also get a big recap from him because he was great out there as well.
So yesterday, Steve, he did get this one wrong.
Of the 4 suits in a deck of cards, which suit is the highest ranking in a game of bridge?
King.
No.
Queen.
No.
Oh. Hearts.
No.
Damn it.
Damn it. The correct answer is spades. You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. Call in now. 206-421-ROCK. We're going to play Beat Migs at 6:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. I owe a lot of back taxes. Can bankruptcy help me?
Bankruptcy can discharge back taxes under certain circumstances. Some types of taxes are never dischargeable, like if you have taxes from an employee, if you ran a business and didn't pay employee taxes or sales taxes, those types of taxes cannot be discharged in bankruptcy. However, most people don't have those kind of taxes. Most people have just regular income taxes. If you owe income taxes and you filed your tax returns but just weren't able to pay the taxes, if the taxes are more than 3 years old and you filed the tax returns, those types of taxes can be discharged in bankruptcy in most circumstances, especially through a Chapter 13 case.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Make your kitchen ready for every summer gathering this Memorial Day with LG and Lowe's. Our exclusive InstaView appliance suite includes ranges with air fry, refrigerators with slow melting craft ice, and an exclusive dishwasher you can only find at Lowe's. Plus, you'll get up to 10% back via a MasterCard prepaid card when you bundle eligible LG products via rebate. Shop Memorial Day savings at Lowe's. Offer valid 3/3 through 5/18 on select LG items only. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details and timing.